Let's talk about something real. No filters, no sugarcoating, just truth. You ever notice how, in life, when something is real, when something is undeniable, people find their way to it? No matter what's said, no matter how much noise is made, the truth has a way of shining through. Look around. People are moving fast, chasing something. Money, success, pleasure, validation. But here's the thing, after all the chasing, after reaching the goals, after buying the cars, the clothes, the big houses, why do so many still feel empty? Why do they wake up in the morning with everything they thought they wanted and still feel like something is missing? See, the world has done a good job of keeping people distracted. Social media, entertainment, the constant flood of news, everything is designed to keep you so busy that you never stop and ask the real questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What happens after this life? And when people do slow down long enough to ask these questions, they start realizing that no amount of wealth, fame, or pleasure can.
Have you owned or leased a Jaguar Land Rover or Range Rover diesel vehicle between 2015 and 2023? Many drivers have experienced issues with their diesel particulate filter (DPF) system, leading to reduced performance, increased maintenance costs, and potential safety concerns. You could be entitled to thousands of pounds in compensation as a result, even if you haven't noticed any issues yet. Please note, this is not a diesel emissions claim. This is a separate £3 billion DPF claim, and the process is underway now. Either click the link below or visit www.dpf-claim.co.uk to check your eligibility in just 30 seconds. The claim is on a no-win, no-fee basis, so there is nothing to lose. Don't miss out. Join thousands of others seeking the compensation they deserve.
If you want to make a full-time income from home working part-time, you need to know this one concept, because there is a new and better way to make money in UK real estate.
Phenomenal information.
Mind-blowing, to be honest.
And you never put money down, you never get credit checked, and you don't need any prior experience or qualifications in order to start doing this on the side. In fact, you could run this from your kitchen on the evenings and weekends, or you could take your laptop and run it from a coffee shop like I do if you like, because you never visit any of these houses to flip them. And it's a simple formula. And to give an example of one of my students, Ed. Ed lives in Italy, Rome, and he flips houses for £3,000 to £5,000 per flip in the northeast of England, and he never puts his own money down, and he never gets any loans, so he doesn't need any credit checks. All he uses is a laptop and an internet connection. And it's not just him. I've been teaching for a decade now, over the last 10 years, and here's some of my top students. We've rented mansions in Spain, and I've taught this for a long time, and we've been flipping houses remotely for the last decade, quietly just getting on and doing it. And one of my top students, Gavin, he was struggling in the golf industry. He was about to be fired in his job. He was making roughly about £3,000 a month. And he stumbled across this opportunity, he acted on it, and it's completely changed his life. Listen to what Gavin had to say.
And I know what you're all going to be thinking, like I did. I don't know if this is going to work. You know, how much should I do it? I'm telling you now, you just got to go for it. Go for it, don't look back. Study, you know, if you do what they say, it will work. I've got 4 in escrow going through this month.
Flipping houses online, where you just need a laptop and an internet connection to begin this. And you don't need money down, you don't need any credit checks or loans, and you don't need any starter qualifications or degrees or experience in order to start flipping your first deal. So in fact, my challenge for you is to flip your first deal in the next 30 days like hundreds of my students have. So let me show you. This is an ad. I have limited amount of time. So what I want you to do is follow the blue arrows, whether you're on mobile or desktop. Click those links. It's going to take you to a very simple page. You're going to put your details in. It's completely secure, and you're going to get registered for a time this week. We'll be hosting a couple of trainings where you can register and you can get started. You can discover how this model works. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my best-selling book as a bonus for doing that. It's called How to Flip Properties If No Money, Credit or Experience has been purchased over 30,000 times and counting. I'm going to give you this completely for free instantly.
answer them. And when people go searching for meaning, they start to see patterns. They see that the things they thought would bring them happiness, temporary highs, endless entertainment, self-indulgence, only leave them more restless. They notice that even the people they admire, the celebrities, the millionaires, the powerful, many of them are still searching too. Some turn to meditation, some turn to self-help books, some turn to spirituality, but a growing number of people are turning to something ancient, something structured, something that provides answers that aren't just about feeling good in the moment, but about living right for a lifetime. Because Islam isn't just about belief, it's about purpose. It gives people a reason to wake up in the morning beyond just making money or chasing pleasure. It tells you straight, you are created for a reason. Your life has meaning. You are not just here to exist, to work, to consume, to grow old and then disappear. No, you are here on purpose. Every moment you breathe, every action you take, it matters. That's what people are looking for. Not just rules, not just rituals, but a connection to something greater than themselves. And when they open the Quran, when they listen to its words, when they meet Muslims who truly live their faith, they realize something powerful. This is what they've been searching for. And here's what's interesting. It's not just one type of person coming to Islam. It's people from all walks of life. Intellectuals, artists, athletes, regular men and women just trying to find peace. Some were raised without religion. Some were part of other faiths, but all of them were looking for the same thing, truth. What draws them in is the simplicity. Islam doesn't complicate things. It doesn't have 100 different interpretations of God. It doesn't require someone to go through a priest, a ritual, or a middleman. It simply says there is only one God. Worship him alone, live a good life, be accountable for your actions, help others, prepare for the next life. That's it. And it makes sense. It fits with what people already feel deep inside, but may not have had the words for. It's why you see former rappers, models, actors, scholars, and everyday people embracing it, because when they strip away the noise, the distractions, the expectations of society, and just listen to the message, they find clarity. Islam gives people direction. It's not just about believing, it's about being disciplined, being humble, being just, being kind, being connected to God in every moment, not just on weekends, not just when life gets hard, but every single day. When something is real, when something is true, it doesn't just speak to the mind, it speaks to the heart. It reaches beyond logic, beyond debates, beyond what society says is right or wrong, and it settles deep inside a person. That's what Islam does. It's not just a set of rules or traditions. It's a faith that speaks directly to the soul. People come to Islam for many reasons. Some are drawn in by the discipline, the structure, the guidance on how to live a meaningful life. Others find Islam through curiosity, through studying its teachings, or through knowing a Muslim whose character inspires them. But the thing that truly keeps people in Islam, the thing that makes them embrace it with their whole being, is that it speaks to something inside them. It gives answers to questions they've always had, but never fully understood. Islam doesn't just give philosophical answers. It gives answers that feel right inside. It tells you that this life is a test, that hardships aren't punishments but lessons, that true peace doesn't come from wealth, status, or success, but from being connected to your Creator. It reminds you that everything, your joys, your struggles, your wins, your losses, has a purpose. Nothing is random, nothing is wasted. This is what people feel when they read the Quran. Unlike any other book, the Quran speaks to them, not just about them. It doesn't feel like words written by a man thousands of years ago. It feels alive, it feels direct. And that's the difference between Islam and many other belief systems. It's not based on blind faith. It's not about following rituals you don't understand or traditions that don't feel connected to your daily life. Islam is about knowing, it's about feeling deep down that this is the truth, not because someone told you, but because your heart recognizes it. And it's not just the words of Islam that speak to the heart, It's the way Islam shapes a person's life. The rhythm of daily prayer 5 times a day, stopping everything to reconnect with God, gives life a structure, a purpose, a reminder that we are more than just bodies running through routines. The act of fasting during Ramadan teaches self-control, patience, and gratitude, making people appreciate even the simplest blessings. The emphasis on charity, on caring for others, on treating every person with kindness and justice, this is what makes Islam felt, not just followed. That's why so many people who embrace Islam say they felt it before they even fully understood it. Something about it just made sense. Not in the way numbers in a math equation do, but in the way music moves you, in the way a deep conversation leaves you feeling changed. It connects to something deeper than intellect. It connects to the very core of a person. That's why Islam is growing. That's why people who never imagined they would become Muslim find themselves drawn to it. Because when something speaks to the heart, you don't have to be convinced, you just know. And when you know, you can't ignore it. You have to follow it, because nothing else feels as true, as clear, as real. People don't follow words, they follow actions. You can tell someone 1,000 times that something is good, but if they don't see it in you, if they don't feel it in the way you carry yourself, they won't believe it. That's why Islam has never spread through force. It spreads through character, through the way Muslims live, the way they treat others, the way they embody the values of their faith in everyday life. Throughout history, Islam didn't grow because of swords or armies. It grew because of honesty, justice, and kindness. When traders traveled to different lands, they didn't just bring goods, they brought their principles. They treated people fairly. They spoke the truth, they honored their promises, and people saw that. They noticed something different. They realized these people have something special. That's why entire regions like Indonesia, the country with the largest Muslim population today, embraced Islam, not through war, but through business, through relationships, through the character of the Muslims they encountered. Even today, in a world full of misconceptions about Islam, people don't convert because of debates or arguments. They convert because they see something in a Muslim that they admire. Maybe it's the way they stay calm in difficult situations. Maybe it's their discipline in praying 5 times a day, no matter where they are. Maybe it's the way they refuse to gossip, the way they are generous without expecting anything in return, or the way they stand firm in their beliefs even when society pushes them to compromise. Islam teaches that character is the greatest form of dawah. Calling people to the faith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, wasn't just known for his words. He was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. Even those who didn't believe in his message couldn't deny his honesty, his kindness, his patience. And that's why people followed him, not because they were forced, not because they were scared, but because they saw truth in him. The same is true today. People may hear negative things about Islam on the news. They may have doubts, fears, or misunderstandings, but when they meet a real Muslim, someone who lives by their faith, who shows kindness, who carries themselves with dignity, those doubts begin to fade. They start to question what they've been told. They start to wonder, what is it about this faith that makes people so strong, so at peace, so unwavering in their principles? That's why so many people say they embraced Islam after experiencing it, not just reading about it. They saw a Muslim treating a homeless person with the same respect as a CEO. They worked with a Muslim who never lied, never cut corners, never complained, and always carried themselves with humility. They became friends with a Muslim who stood by them in their hardest moments, who gave without expecting anything in return, who showed patience and integrity when others would have given in to anger or selfishness. And that's when they realized this is more than just a religion. This is a way of life, a way of being, a way of treating people that brings out the best in you and in those around you. That's why Islam continues to grow, not because people are being pressured or forced, but because the truth shines through in action, in character, in the way a true Muslim carries themselves every single day. And when people see that, when they feel that, they want to know more. They start asking questions. And once they understand what Islam is truly about, once they strip away the noise and the misconceptions, many of them realize this is what they've been searching for all along. In a world that feels increasingly complicated, where people are overwhelmed with choices, distractions, and conflicting ideologies, simplicity is rare. Everywhere you look, there are new trends, new philosophies, and new ways of thinking that promise happiness, but often leave people feeling more confused than before. That's why when people discover Islam, one of the things that draws them in the most is its simplicity and structure. Islam is clear. It doesn't require you to solve complex theological puzzles or follow endless rituals without understanding their meaning. It gives you a straightforward foundation. There is only one God, and He alone is worthy of worship. This simple but powerful belief is at the core of Islam. There are no intermediaries, no complicated doctrines, just a direct connection between the individual and their creator. From this foundation comes a structured way of life. Many people struggle with uncertainty about their purpose, how they should live, and what truly matters. Islam removes that uncertainty. It provides a framework that answers the fundamental questions of life. Why are we here? What is our purpose? How should we treat others? What happens after we die? Instead of leaving people to figure it all out on their own, Islam gives a clear path. The 5 pillars of Islam are a perfect example of this structure. They provide direction, discipline, and balance in life. First, there is Shahada, the declaration of faith. A simple but powerful statement: there is no God but God, and Muhammad is His messenger. This declaration brings clarity. It defines a person's purpose and lays the foundation for everything else. Then comes Salah, the 5 daily prayer. In today's fast-paced world, people often feel disconnected from their spiritual side, struggling to find moments of peace. Islam provides those moments 5 times a day. No matter where you are, no matter what is happening in your life, prayer reminds you to pause, reconnect, and refocus. It brings structure to your day, anchoring you in something greater than yourself. Next is zakat, the obligation to give to those in need. In a world where greed and self-interest often take over, Islam teaches generosity. It creates a system where helping others isn't just encouraged, it's a duty. This structure ensures that wealth is not hoarded, that the less fortunate are not forgotten, and that society remains compassionate and just. Then comes Sawm, fasting during Ramadan. It's not just about staying away from food and drink. It's about self-discipline, self-control, and gratitude. It reminds people that they are more than their physical desires, that they have the strength to resist temptation, and that everything they have is a blessing. And finally, there is Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey that unites millions from every race, nationality, and background, reminding everyone that before God, all are equal. It's a powerful symbol of unity, humility, and devotion. Beyond the 5 pillars, Islam provides guidance for every part of life. It doesn't leave people guessing about what is right and wrong. It teaches honesty, patience, kindness, and respect. It provides rules for business ethics, family relationships, diet, and personal development. It removes the confusion and contradictions that people often face, offering a structured, balanced way to live. But what makes Islam's structure so powerful is that it doesn't feel restrictive. It feels liberating. In a world where people are pressured to chase after endless desires, where stress and anxiety are at an all-time high, Islam gives people a sense of peace. It provides a rhythm to life, a discipline that brings inner tranquility. When people follow Islam sincerely, they often say they feel lighter, as if a weight has been lifted off their shoulders. That's because Islam doesn't just tell you what to do. It gives you a system that brings clarity, peace, and fulfillment. And in a world full of noise and distractions, that simplicity and structure is exactly what so many people are searching for. There are few things more powerful than the truth. Yet in today's world, truth is often buried under layers of misinformation. Islam is no stranger to this. For centuries, and especially in recent times, misconceptions about Islam have spread widely through the media, through political narratives, and even through individuals who misunderstand it themselves. But the reality is, Islam is not what many people have been led to believe. And as more and more people take the time to learn about it for themselves, they are realizing just how different the truth is from the myths they once believed. One of the most common misconceptions is that Islam promotes violence. This idea has been pushed so strongly that many people accept it without question. But when they actually read the Quran, when they study the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they see a completely different picture. They see a faith that emphasizes peace, mercy, and justice. A faith that teaches whoever kills one innocent person, it is as if they have killed all of humanity. They learn that the very word Islam comes from salam, meaning peace. They see that the Prophet Muhammad endured years of persecution without fighting back, that he forgave his enemies when he had the power to punish them, and that he taught kindness even to those who wronged him. Another major misconception is that Islam oppresses women. The media often portrays Muslim women as silent, powerless, and controlled. But when people actually look into it, they discover something different. They learn that Islam granted women rights over 4,400 years ago. Rights that many Western societies only gave women in the last century. Islam gave women the right to own property, to choose their spouse, to receive an education, and to be treated with dignity and respect. They realize that the hijab, which many think is a symbol of oppression, is actually a choice. A way for women to take control of how they are seen, to be valued for their character and intellect rather than their appearance. Then there's the idea that Islam is rigid and outdated, that it doesn't fit into the modern world. But when people explore it deeply, they see that Islam is a religion of balance. It encourages progress, knowledge, and innovation. It doesn't force people to abandon the world. It teaches them how to live in it with integrity. It guides people in how to succeed in business, how to build strong families, how to contribute to society, and how to live in a way that benefits both themselves and those around them. It provides a structure, but within that structure, it allows for flexibility, for personal growth, for understanding and compassion. Another common stereotype is that Islam is only for Arabs. But the truth is, most Muslims in the world aren't Arab at all. Islam is a global religion. It welcomes people of all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all cultures. It doesn't belong to one race or one region. It belongs to everyone who seeks truth, purpose, and connection with their Creator. That's why you'll find Muslims in every part of the world speaking every language, representing every culture. Perhaps the most damaging misconception is the belief that Islam is forced upon people, that it spreads through coercion. But history tells a different story. Islam has always spread through its message, through the character of its followers, through its ability to transform lives. No one can be forced to truly believe something. They have to come to it on their own. And that's exactly what's happening today. People are looking past the headlines, past the stereotypes, past the fear-driven narratives, and they're discovering the beauty of Islam for themselves. And that's why Islam continues to grow, not because of force, not because of propaganda, but because the truth always finds its way to those who seek it. No matter how many misconceptions exist, no matter how much negativity surrounds it, the light of Islam continues to shine. And the more people learn about it, the more they realize it's not what they thought it was. It's something far greater, something worth understanding, something worth embracing. Islam is not just a religion. It is a complete way of life. It is not something Muslims practice only in the mosque or on Fridays. It is a way of living that touches every aspect of life, from personal development to family, from business to governance, from spirituality to social justice. It provides guidance for every moment, whether in times of joy or hardship, in private moments or in public affairs. That is what makes Islam unique. It is not just about belief. It is about action, about purpose, about living life in the best way possible. Many people view religion as something separate from everyday life. They see it as a set of rituals, prayers, and traditions that exist only in certain spaces. But Islam integrates faith with daily living. It doesn't just tell people to pray, it tells them how to conduct themselves in business, how to raise children, how to treat neighbors, how to manage emotions, and even how to eat and sleep in ways that are beneficial. It offers a balance between the spiritual and the physical, between worship and work, between personal success and social responsibility. One of the most powerful aspects of Islam is its ability to provide structure without being restrictive. It gives people a clear path, a purpose, a set of principles that help them navigate life. The 5 daily prayers serve as reminders to stay connected to God, no matter how busy life gets. Fasting teaches self-discipline and gratitude. Charity ensures that wealth is not just accumulated, but shared with those in need.
Our goodness is a rebel's choice since 1925. Loacker.